Boys basketball top 20. The post begins for many of area's top teams. The postseason is near, or here, for many of the teams in this week's top 20. The Interstate Athletic Conference tournament starts at the end of the week, with number 7 Georgetown Prep and number 12 Bullis earning byes to the semifinals in hopes of advancing to a rematch of last year's tournament final on Saturday. Episcopal, on the bubble, is the conference's number 3 seed. Virginia public schools have also finished their regular seasons and will now play in district tournaments to determine berths and seedings for regional brackets. The District of Columbia Interscholastic Athletic Association playoffs are starting, too. Maryland public schools, along with teams in the Washington Catholic Athletic Conference and Mid-Atlantic Athletic Conference, have one more week of competition before their playoffs pushes begin. Here are this week's rankings. 1. Paul Vi, 24-2, last week, won after beating Gonzaga to clinch at least a share of the WCAC regular season title. The Panthers are 3 games from an undefeated league run. 2. DeMatha, 22-4, LW, 3. The Stags face a tough upcoming week, on the road at Gonzaga on Tuesday and Paul Vi on Friday. 3. Gonzaga, 23-3, LW. 2 defeats to St. John's, 49-47, and Paul Vi, 58-51, mark the Eagles' first losing streak of the season. 4. Loudoun Valley, 21-1, LW. 4. The Vikings closed out the regular season on a 15-game winning streak. 5. Rock Creek Christian, 17-3, LW. 5. Forward Jermaine Harris had a combined 57 points in wins over Capital Christian and Lincoln, NY, this week. 6. Bishop O'Connell, 17-6, LW. 6. The Knights had a 33.3-point average margin of victory in wins over Bishop Puritan, Good Counsel and the Heights. 7. Georgetown Prep, 18-5, LW. 7. A 1-point victory over St. Stephen 'S/Street Agnes on Friday sealed the IAC regular season title and league tournament number 1 seed for the Little Hoyas. 8. St. John's, 17-8, LW. 8 guards Casey Morsell and Ishmael Leggett scored in double digits during the Cadets' win over Gonzaga. 9. Friendship Tech, 21-3, LW. 9. The Titans won 3 games this week each by at least 30 points. 10. Wise, 15-4, LW. 13. Guard Sherwin Devonish led the Pumas with 22 points to down Bladensburg, 81-57, on Thursday. 11. Eleanor Roosevelt, 14-5, LW. 12. The Raiders picked up wins over Bladensburg, 55-52, Duval, 70-54, and High Point, 65-44, this week. 12. Bullis, 18-7, LW. 10. After losing to Episcopal and then beating Landon, the Bulldogs are the number 2 seed in the IAC tournament. 13. Marshall, 19-2, LW. 14. Joseph Lampman, 22 points, and Daniel Deaver, 21 points, powered the Statesman's 72-40 victory over Stewart on Friday. 14. St. Vincent Pallotti, 21-9, LW. 11. The Panthers couldn't push past Baltimore power Mount St. Joseph's, falling, 67-57, on Friday. 15. Wilson, 25-9, LW. 19. Guard Jay Heath led the Tigers with 31 points against Theodore Roosevelt and 16 points against Poly, Baltimore, to conclude the Tigers' regular season. 16. Potomac, MD, 17-2, LW. 16. Wins over Oxon Hill, Friendly and Friendship Collegiate pushed the Wolverines' win streak to 5 games. 17. South County, 23, LW. 18. The Stallions' second win of the season over Lake Braddock highlighted 2 triumphs on the week. 18. Fairmont Heights, 16-4, LW. 20. The Hornets prevailed over Central, 61-53, in Douglas, 74-62, this week. 19. Springbrook, 17-3, LW, 17. An upset loss to Quincy Orchard on senior night represents the Blue Devils' first loss since January 5. 20. Theodore Roosevelt, 25-5, LW, 15. In 2 losses this week to Stonewall Jackson and Wilson, the Rough Riders were outscored by an average of 38.5 points. Dropped out, Nunn Bubble, Freedom South Riding, 18-3, River Hill, 18-2, Paint Branch, 16-4, Episcopal, 7.